your baby's close to you. There's someone out there.
What's up, Mob Crew? I'm Chris, and today's missing person case is Don. Also, today's person of interest is Olivia. Today's missing person case is Currie. Hello? Oh, nothing but danger. I don't know freaking shit. Hello? What's up, everybody? Oops, I gotta fix my cam. Welcome to the stream. So let me fix that. Kind of knocked it. There we go. Alright, welcome everybody. Oh gosh, I gotta take that off. Hold on one second. Alright, we're gonna take that off for today since I forgot to take off the alert noise. So, because people got mad at that because that was going off. Let me fix this. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am Chris with Monsters Under the Bed. I cover murder mystery to the paranormal. And on my shows, I like to feature missing person cases. So before we get started, just a quick few updates real quick. So shout out to Stephanie, Lita, Jane, and Paula for your PayPal donations. Thank you so much. And so we're going to do, so we just hit 30K, so I just want to say thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting this channel. You guys are amazing. Like, that went by so fast, so I really appreciate you guys. And it looks like I might need to turn down the chat just a little bit more. But we're going to do a giveaway, and then of course there's a new update as well that just came out. So let me just slow it down so it's not going so fast. Okay, cool. Let me make sure I've got everything. All right, so thank you so much, guys. Yeah, 30K. Oh my gosh, that's like, that was crazy. So I appreciate everybody so much for that. So we're gonna for thank yous, we're gonna do a giveaway at the end of the stream. So now, we have never done this before using Nightbot, so we're not 100% sure if it's gonna work. It should work, but just in case, we have a backup plan. But all you need to do is type in hashtag mob crew, and it doesn't matter if it's capitalized, big letters, small letters, as long as you put in hashtag mob crew. Mods, if you could please not put in hashtag mob crew. I should have said that first, because mods, I'm giving something to you guys. So everybody except for the mods, put hashtag mob crew if you would like to enter in for a free giveaway. And usually what I like to do is I just give, instead of giving just like a mug or something away, I usually let you guys pick something out of the store with a, you know, like $25 or something like that. So it's a lot of fun, and it's worked out. So yep, just hashtag mob crew, And if you are a member, you get slightly better odds. So I just want to point that out as well. So if you are a member, slightly better odds, but everybody still has a chance to win. As long as you put in hashtag mob crew. All right. Make sure mob crew's together. I saw someone space it. I've seen a couple people. Make sure it's all together. Yeah, Lisa, you'll have to do it again. I saw a couple others. So hashtag mob crew, no space. Gizzy, Sue, you'll need to do it again. So, yeah, just go ahead. If you feel like you didn't enter it, go ahead and put it in again. Thank you, mods, for everything you do. I'm going to be... Lady M has a special gift. She's going to be giving something away to all my moderators for everything you guys do. Alright, so let's quickly get into the missing, and then we'll get into the updates. So... Alright, so we've got Brandy Nicole Johnson Ortiz from Globe, Arizona. She's 46, 5'3", 120 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. Missing somewhere between November and December of last year. So she's not been heard from between the 2 months of that time frame. Her bank accounts have not been accessed. The sheriff's department has her phone and is investigating. If you have any information, please call the number below. So that is Globe, Arizona. This is Brandy Nicole Johnson. So zoom in on her real quick. So yeah, go hashtag mob crew. Like I said, we'll do a thing. We'll probably go like, I usually try to go about hour and a half show. So yeah, so about hour and 20 minutes we'll do a giveaway. And then this is a special request that was sent in to me. Let me pull up his info. So thank you so much, Cat Lover, for becoming a member. So this is Cole Thomas from Benson, North Carolina, missing since November 25th of 2016. Just 22 years old when he went missing, 6'1", 200 pounds. Blue eyes, blonde hair. Looks like a very attractive guy. I got a better picture. So Benson, North Carolina. Here is the number to call if you've seen him. Been missing since 2016. And let me pull that up. There we go. So there is Cole. And that was a special request. So I do take special requests. So if you have like a family member or friend that went missing recently and they don't have the exposure they need, you can email me. My mods would be happy to put my email in the chat, or it's in the description of all my videos, and I'd be more than happy to feature them in an upcoming live show. Okay, so let me close those out. Okay, so I don't know why that is not. I'm having trouble with these not closing. Oh well. Okay. So, new updates. Let's get into that real quick. First, we'll read the document, and then there's also an interview that they did as well. So, it says, arrest warrant issued for Dylan Round's neighbor on firearms charge. And this was put out like about an hour ago, looks like. So it says, Lucin, Utah. An arrest warrant has been issued for Utah for a man living near Dylan Rounds, a 19-year-old Eastern Idaho native who has been missing for over a month. The warrant against 59-year-old James Brenner for possessing a firearm as a felon was filed Wednesday, so that was yesterday, in the U.S. District Court. This isn't the first time Brenner has faced the charge. He was sentenced in 2002 to 33 months of prison for being in felon of possession of a firearm. He has other felony convictions on his record. The arrest warrant indicates Brenner was squatting. Okay, this is very interesting. This is crazy. So, the arrest warrant indicates Brenner was squatting in a trailer about 5 miles from Round's property. He and another man, referred to as DH in court documents, were friends of Rounds and his family. And if you're wondering, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's Don. I can't remember the last name, but I think it starts with an H. So that is, well, no, I can't say that is, but I'm pretty sure that is the Don guy. But I don't think Don was involved, because Don actually turns us kind of like turned stuff over to the FBI. So, and I've heard people talk about Don, and I mean, I don't know for sure, but I don't think he is responsible. But you never know. So the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office interviewed Brenner on June 7th during the search for rounds, according to court documents. 9 days later, court documents indicated that Sheriff's Office and FBI executed a search warrant on Brenner's trailer. Thank you so much, Ashley B, for becoming a member. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, so during that search, ball ammunition, ignition caps, black powder, and speed loads, all related to muzzle loading, were located and photographed in the trailer, but the items were not seized by the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. There was no muzzle loader firearms located in the trailer at the time. The arrest warrant says law enforcement spoke with DH on June 20th, and court documents say he told investigators that after rounds went missing and after Brennan spoke with the police on June 7th, Brenner brought 3 black powder guns to DH resident and asked him to keep them safe. Interesting. I know not a lot. Thanks for everything. Going to join when I have my laptop up, watching in bed on my phone. Favorite channel. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Hockey Mama, for your $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Okay, let's see. So, DH agreed to store... Wait, let's see. Okay, so DH agreed to store the muzzle loaders and later returned them over to the Box Elder County's Sheriff's Office, where they were booked into evidence. The next day, the FBI interviewed DH again, and he reportedly told investigators Brenner also brought him a .22 caliber rifle around the same time he brought over the muzzle loaders. This is interesting. Like, apparently he felt scared for his safety, which is weird. Did he see something? Was he involved in something? So, okay, then... Okay, so DH told us that he didn't mention the .22 rifle when interviewed before because he had owed money by the rifle's owner, and that he felt he should have claim over the .22 rifle that Brenner asked him to store to cover the debt, the warrant says. He explained to us that the rifle had been left in a trailer on the property where Brenner had been living, prior to Brenner living, by a person who owned DH money. That's interesting. When Brenner moved in, he took possession of the gun. That is so crazy. Thank you so much, Michelle. Another search warrant was issued to Brenner's trailer, and the sheriff's office seized a muzzleloader box of ammunition, ignition caps, 4 pounds of black powder, and speed loads. The warrant does not mention if Brenner is a suspect in Round's disappearance, so keep that in mind. That it does not mention that he is a suspect, that he's just had these warrant out for having these firearms. So there is a warrant as well here, and we can go over that. But let's listen to the article.
All right, good afternoon.
And I will put that article link in the description after the live show. If you are just tuning in, and I'm sure my mods will put this up there, but just hit hashtag MobCrew if you haven't, and you will be entered in for a chance to win a free giveaway at the end. That's what I was thinking too. I was exactly thinking the same thing. Apparently James Brenner is Jim, and DH is Don, who both worked at the Dillon's farm. Yeah, I was going to kind of get into that in just a minute, but yeah, so thank you so much, FD, for your $5 super chat. So I think it's a safe bet to say. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure the DH guy is Don, though. And then the 5 miles from his property, which we'll talk about in a minute, is pretty crazy.
Hey everybody, I'm Nate Eaton here in the EastIdahoNews.com newsroom. Some developments this afternoon in the case.
So this is Nate Eaton with East Idaho News. It's an interview that just came out. I'm playing that while I show my drone footage. So here it is. It's about, let's see, it's about 6 minutes, 7 minutes.
Dylan Rounds somewhat.
Thank you so much, Brian, for
significant
becoming a member.
developments. We will see how significant they are in the coming days. But right here, I have a 5-page arrest warrant for the man who lives near Dylan Rounds, and I'm gonna give it a second because I know people are gonna be tuning in here. So let me give you some background. If you're just tuning in, this is Dylan Rounds, 19-year-old, went to Rigby High School here in eastern Idaho. He moved to Utah a few years ago to begin farming on this dry farm. You can see this is his farm here. Very rural area near the Utah-Nevada border. Dylan last spoke with his mother on May 26th, right before Memorial Day. It was a Saturday. He was worried about getting the grain truck under shelter because it was starting to rain, and he didn't want the rain to ruin his grain. And so he told his grandma, I gotta get the grain truck in, I'll talk with you later. No one has heard from him since. That was a Saturday. His family went out a few days later, and everything was eerie. His truck was still there, his pickup truck. His camper was still there. Right here is where he was staying. There was his truck. Obviously his tractor was there, and there was no sign of Dylan. Since then, multiple searches have been done. This is in the middle of nowhere. Closest town is about 30 miles away in Nevada, over the border, Montello, Nevada. And since then, several people in the area have been interviewed. Now, the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation. The FBI is also involved. And it is the FBI that filed this arrest warrant just yesterday. And I want to make it clear that they are not connecting this person directly to Dylan's disappearance. But here's what happened. The FBI went out there.
So yeah, they just reiterate that. Yeah, they do not think that he's involved, but he could know some information. Obviously, it's a small town. People talk. So he could know something. Sounds like he was, preparing for something. Or scared.
Actually, the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office went out to the farm and began interviewing people, including a man named James Brenner. Brenner is 59 years old and was apparently squatting in a trailer about 5 miles from Dylan's property. He was squatting in a trailer. He did agree to speak with investigators, and what happened was on the 16th of June, so just a few days ago, they went and spoke and served a warrant on Brenner's trailer. So I'm gonna read directly from here on the affidavit. And first, I want to say Brenner is a convicted felon. He has served time in prison. I believe it was 33 months in prison for possessing a firearm as a felon. Obviously, if you're a convicted felon, you cannot have guns. He served 33 months in prison for having firearms. He also has other felonies on his record. So the police spoke with Brenner lives about 5 miles from Dylan's property. On the 11th of June, Box Elder County Sheriff's asked that the FBI come and join the case. On the 16th, they searched Brenner's trailer. They found ball ammunition, ignition caps, black powder, speed loads, all related to muzzle loading. Those were photographed in the trailer. They were not seized at the time. There were no muzzle loader firearms located in the trailer at the time. That happened on June 16th. So the police go over, they search the trailer, they find a bunch of guns and ammunition, they don't take it. 4 days later, all according to the arrest warrant, on June 20th, a friend of Brenner's, who goes by the initials DH.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it so I'm not stealing the information. Uh-oh. Oh, anybody else experiencing that? So we got a lot of people in chat. I don't know. That is weird. Oh, you're not having any trouble, buddy. Also, put hashtag MobCrew, buddy, if you haven't, Jason. For those who are just tuning in, put hashtag MobCrew. You get a chance to win a free giveaway at the end. If you're a member, you get slightly better odds. But everybody is eligible, as long as you put hashtag MobCrew and you're a subscriber. So, okay, we'll finish this interview and then we'll touch on some things. Because it would be such a strange coincidence, because as you guys know, we found a trailer. And it just happens to be 5 miles from the grain shed. pretty interesting.
In these records, in these documents, D.H. was interviewed by the FBI and the sheriff's office. During that interview, D.H. told the police that after Dylan disappeared and after Brenner originally spoke with the police back on June 7th, Brenner brought 3 black powder guns over to D.H.'s house and asked him to, quote, safekeep them. Brenner stated that he needed to do this for, quote, his own safety. And, quote, the last time he had trouble with the law, they took everything from him, and he did not want the things he had left to be taken from him. D.H., the friend, agreed to store the muzzle loaders for him. Then D.H. gave those muzzle loaders over to the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, where they were booked into evidence. So I hope all that made sense. Brenner is friends with D.H. D.H. goes over to Brenner's house, says, I need you to store these guns. When he was asked why, he says, you need to keep them for safekeeping, because last time the cops got involved, they took everything from me, and I don't want the things I have left to be taken. Right? Is D.H. says that Brenner also brought him a rifle, a .22 caliber rifle. D.H. said he didn't tell police the day before about this rifle because he had been owed money by the rifle's original owner, and he felt that he should have a claim over the rifle that Brenner asked him to store to cover the debt. He explained to police that the rifle had been in the trailer on the property where Brenner had been living prior to him living there by a person who owed D.H. money. A little convoluted there, but basically D.H. was owed money by the person who owned the trailer before Brenner moved in. Brenner moved in, took possession of the rifle. He then asked D.H. to store the rifle. D.H. didn't tell the police about the rifle because he felt that he had possession to it because the original owner owed him money. D.H. turned that rifle over to the FBI. It was loaded with 5 rounds of .22 caliber ammunition. So on the 21st, that very same day, the police went over to Brenner's trailer and they seized all of those original guns that they had been told about days earlier. So James Brenner, an arrest warrant issued for him. Police are very clear in here to not connect him to Dylan's disappearance, but it is interesting to note that one of Dylan's neighbors, that an arrest warrant has been issued, that he is a felon, that he had all of these weapons in his possession. He was asking his friends to store the weapons because he was worried that the police were going to come and take them. That is the new news today. We're going to have a full story just a second on east.idahonews.com. You can read through it. We'll post the court documents. I want to give some credit here to Jeremy Harris at KUTV2 News in Salt Lake City. He actually was at court today going through, checking things when he found this. And he was kind enough to let us know about it because we're not checking Utah courts often, but this was filed in Utah, federal court in Utah. So we will see what happens with Brenner, what happens with this other person named D.H., and how this is all connected to the Dylan Rounds case. I hope you followed all that. Kayla, do you have any questions?
Doesn't really look like it.
Okay, no worries. We're going to stay on top of this. Thanks for following us. You can get all the previous coverage on Dylan Rounds on east.idahonews.com.
Okay, that's crazy. So the article that he was talking about releasing is what we just read there. So that's what he was talking about. And yeah, this footage looks a lot better than it is right now. This footage I have is actually because it's filmed in 4K, but to be able to shrink it down, if I'm editing it for you, I have to use a program, and it loses half its quality. So that's why it's not as crisp as the originals. And thank you so much, Tim, for upgrading your membership. That's awesome. I am going to be having a new membership video come out, which is the squirrel incident. The famous squirrel incident is coming out very soon, where I was at the water hole and I heard some twigs snapping, and it freaked me out, and I thought it was somebody walking by me, and that was when we were searching for Dylan out there. And so I panned the camera to the left, and then I heard one more twig snap, and then I hear this little ee, and then I look over, and there's something runs right in front of me, and it's a darn squirrel. It nearly gave me a heart attack. So, and you can literally hear him laugh as he's passing me, or just before he runs in front of me. So, anyway. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. So we just went over the interview with East Idaho News, if you're just tuning in. We believe this is the gym guy. It's James Brenner. He had some possessions of some guns that he was keeping at, we believe, Don's house. The guy goes by DH. I would go out on a limb and say that is Don, because I think I've heard his full name, but I'm not going to, even if I can remember, I'm not going to mention his full name because I don't think has anything to do with it, but obviously they know of Don. They've spoken to everybody out there. So, yes, the squirrel incident. Yeah. Let's see. Where should we jump to? So, for most of you know, I obviously went out with the drone 2 times. And, of course, the second time we went out there, which, oddly enough, we're talking about a trailer that this guy is squatting in. And so let me just reread this little statement real quick. So, okay, can you guys see it okay? Because for some reason, I don't know what's going on with Google Chrome today, but for some reason, the screen goes really bright. And it's not my monitor, because it's just when I have Google up. It's weird. I've never seen it do this. It's like some glitch that they need to fix. So anyway, if it goes bright, I apologize. So anyway, it just says that the arrest warrant indicates Brenner was squatting in a trailer about 5 miles from Round's property. And then it says Rounds have been, let's see, where was that other part? That I want to read. Okay, so this is the other part I want to read. Since then, nobody has heard from him. And and they're talking about Dylan right here. They say, since then, nobody has heard from him, Dylan. And other than a pair of Rounds boots on the property, there has been no sign of him anywhere. So let me read that again, just so you guys understand. Since then, nobody has heard from him, Rounds, other than a pair of his boots on the property. So you guys understand this, because there's 2 locations. Because I was wondering too, I'm like, okay, so does this mean 5 miles from the green shed or 5 miles from the camper? But as you just heard, they said 5 miles from the property where the boots were found. So they say this is the property. And then obviously, Oh, there we go. Yeah, there it is. And then his farm is over here. But his property is over here. Farm, property. Just so we're all on the same page. Now, what is very interesting is we did find something 5 miles west of the water hole, which is where the trailer's at. Now, it would be another few miles. Let's just take a look here. So, and actually the property is pretty far. So, actually, you could almost say 6 miles, because the property is like, I'm not even sure. It could go all the way to the street right here. I'm not entirely sure how far west it goes, but that's about 6-7 miles, this trailer over here. Not saying this is it. It could be the one that we found. It would be kind of, what a coincidence that we find this trailer. And here you can see it on Google Earth. And as you can see, even back in 2016, that you had one intact, and then this one looks like it's starting to get like tore down, from just the elements. You don't see a roof on this one. You guys can see it. But this one looks like it has its roof more intact. Let's see. Let's change it all. Sometimes it switches from 2019 and 16. Yeah. That's interesting. But so those trailers have been there for quite a while. It could be the spot. I'm not saying it is. It is kind of interesting, though, that we came across those trailers. Let's see. Jump there. I think it's 717. Yeah. Okay. Let me just show you guys. As I said, we don't know, but there's a reason why I want to play this. So here's the trailers right here, as you can see. But they are about 6-7 miles from his property. Unless his property's further west, then I guess you could say it's about 5 or 6 miles. But I'm not entirely sure if it is this trailer, but that would be kind of a coincidence if it was. I will say, because we do have our footage that's come back from, so I think most of you know that we sent our drone footage over to a nonprofit organization who goes and works alongside search and rescue here in Utah, and they go over drone footage with special software and stuff, and it's amazing what they can do. Oh my gosh. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys, we have some results. They've gone through, I'd say, about 80% of the footage. And they also have gone through this trailer. And they actually got to show me what the inside looks like a little bit. And we'll show you guys. It's pretty wild. Like I said, what they can do is absolutely amazing. So, we'll show you that in a bit. But we didn't want to leave Aiden Clune out. So I know there's been this big update with, clearly this James guy, who is most likely probably Jim, who was friends, obviously, with Dawn and knew Dylan. So, but skip forward here just a little bit. Thank you so much, Rochelle, for your 99 super sticker. That's so awesome. Thank you. Whose property is Dylan's grain truck on? That's his property. They got from his grandfather. So let's jump over real quick, and then I'll kind of recap everything as well, because I know people will be rolling in and probably miss the update. So we'll definitely touch on that, because there's a lot to go over. Because one of the reasons why I want to talk about Aiden Clune is because he went missing just a month prior to Dylan, and we want to go back out there and search for Dylan, but we also want to go and help search for Aiden, because we feel really bad. I mean, you have 2 kids that go missing. If you really think about it, you have 2 kids that go missing within a month's time frame, and one kid gets national attention, the other one doesn't. Could you imagine if you were the mother of the kid that doesn't get the national attention, what she's like going through, watching Dylan get all this media attention, and nobody's talking about Aiden? So I feel really bad. So we want to go out there and help both of them. So we're still trying to make a plan. Obviously, I got to heal. And yes, I am feeling a lot better. I'd say today was the best day I've had in a couple of weeks. Because I got the shingles, I guess, somehow. I don't know how, but maybe stress or something. But it's pretty crazy. Thank you so much, Cynthia. That's so awesome. Okay, so Aiden, who is 19, brown hair and brown eyes, went missing 5 minutes prior. And he was driving from Sonoma, California, from Salt Lake, driving from Sonoma, California to Salt Lake City. He was going to stay with his grandmother, but then he, sorry, these things are bugging my ears. But he was having some problems, some mental issues. So, anyway, sorry, I just kind of felt sick right there for a minute there. And so he was getting paranoid. So before he got to his grandmother's on, let's see, so I think this was the 26th. He was driving from Sonoma to Salt Lake City. Before he got to his grandmother's, he was getting paranoid. He was talking to his mother, and he said he was acting strange on the phone call and started getting paranoid and ended up not going to the grandmother's. Thank you so much, Katie Maya, for becoming a member. You're so awesome. So the last minute he changed his plan, and he ended up, let's see, let me go forward here. He ended up picking this guy up, like a friend named Mike. I haven't heard the entire story, but it was gonna be him and Mike going to like Washington, and oh, excuse me, real quick. Oh man, I feel like, sorry guys, I don't feel well all of a sudden. Anyway, where It was really weird. And so, gosh, I got like lightheaded and everything. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like getting lightheaded. It sucks. Might be the medication I took. So anyway, so when he went out to, so he takes Mike and leaves him stranded in the middle of nowhere, and ends up heading from I-80 to Wells, Nevada, where he spends the night. That's so weird. I just got like sick all of a sudden. I felt like I was gonna have to step away for a minute. I'm so sorry, guys. So let me pull this out. So I-80 is right here. So he ends up leaving Mike stranded here, and comes. So it's April 26th. Passes into Wendover, uses his card at a gas station, a Chevron in here, and ends up in Wells and stays the night at a hotel. And then his poor mother is looking for him, and sadly, she's kind of like a step behind him because she's trying to get this information. Doesn't know he's out in Wells yet, and so he spends the night at Wells, and then early in the morning he leaves at 6:23. Heads south on Highway 93, and he gets to Currie, and he gets to apparently highway, or the mile marker 23, pulls over to the side, and then just gets out, and then just heads 10 miles. They tracked his footprints 10 miles into the Cherry Ranch, I think it's called, Cherry Ranch area here. And sadly, even the highway patrolman actually got there just after he pulled over, but then marked his car, and then they didn't search for him until like later. So sadly, if they didn't search right then and there and knew that he was, had like a mental illness, they would have probably searched right then and there. Could have maybe possibly found him. So fortunately, his mother was kind of a day behind, trying to catch up, figuring out where he was at. So we want to go out there and, fly our drone and look for him, because we feel really bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I just feel like I was going to, I don't know. It's just something. I said, I'm feeling better overall. It's just weird. It's just kind of like get nauseous or something. It happens. We're human. So, anyway. God, that sucks. It was weird. Just kind of got flushed. So I want to show you guys the footage, or the photos actually, from the footage that we sent in. So let me pull this up, and then I'll quickly recap for those that are just tuning in and missed the big update. But this is super cool, what they can do with their software. And like I said, we've got the trailers looking in and stuff, what we were super happy with. So obviously most of this, 99% of it's going to be debris. But there's just that one chance that we could fly over, say, a pair of sunglasses maybe Dylan had, or maybe somebody that, if something bad happened, maybe the perpetrator dropped something. And so we catch, so their software can detect anything. It's amazing. It picks up just everything, any kind of type of debris. It's amazing. And let me scoot it over. I'm sorry, guys. Let me scoot that over so you guys can see it a little better there. But I'm going to get over to the trailer, and it's so cool looking. So yeah, most of this is just typical garbage or debris. I do remember walking past this. I actually looked under this. Luckily there's nothing under here, but I completely did not even see this from the drone footage. I have no idea what this is. So I can zoom in a little bit. And there's just another picture of it. This is very strange. I have no idea. I can't tell. I mean, it almost looks like a cat or piece of clothing. Is so weird. I think there's two of them here. Yeah. But I have no idea what that is. It's so strange. And this looks just like wood there. And also, so the people that I'm in touch with, because like I said, they're here in Utah, and I talk to her daily. She's also in contact with Box Elder, and she had spoken to Box Elder, I think either last night or today, and we'll talk about that in just a minute when we get up to the trailer. Because it's, they did discover something, kind of an anomaly on the trailer, and it had them kind of concerned. So she called Box Elder, and so I believe they had a sheriff go out either yesterday or today to go check it out. Here's just kind of a dugout, but it's just amazing what their stuff can do. So we're getting up to the trailers here. So just more debris. Okay, so now we're here to the trailer, which, like I said, it's so cool what they showed us. Here you've got some more debris out here, remnants. So it almost looks like either this was a third building or this is just all the remnants from this. It's kind of hard to tell. Probably more than likely just blue, but it's kind of weird. It almost looks like there was like a third shack or something that they had. It was like an outhouse or something. Because as you can see, it's all just kind of piled right here. I mean, the wind could have blew like the roof off that thing. Because here you can see the debris of a lot of the stuff that's from this structure here, this trailer. And then, of course, they can switch to filters and everything. It's so cool. And then, so obviously, since they're in contact with the law enforcement, you know, if they discover anything that might be an anomaly, they send it over and they'll call in, you know. So if there's anything that we capture on the drone footage, and then once we send it over to them, and they have anything that might be suspicious, they can immediately call them, and so it's really cool to know that we have that that hookup, that connection. Okay, so getting a little closer here. So there. Okay, so there's something we've never really seen before. Some kind of, it's tough to say. And so, for most of you guys know, but I'll just repeat. So when we went out there, and the first time we went out there, before we saw these trailers, we heard about them from searchers. 1 second, I'll finish this story. Thank you, Fuzza. Thank you so much for the $50. Hope you're feeling better soon, Chris. Keep up the good work. Maybe this will help you with your car. I wish it could be more. Thank you so much, Fuzza. That's so awesome. Thank you. Rochelle says, I just can't understand why his parents would have him live around there and what would grow around there. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, like I said, so the searchers that we ran into the first time we went out there said, hey, we came across this trailer and we found air mattresses with air still in them, which is crazy. So it basically confirming that there had been people squatting in it. So, and then obviously the second time when we went out there, we came across this flying the drone. Nick was found it on Google Earth. I mean, we'd been looking forever on it, and Nick finally found it. And so this is the first place we headed to on the second day we went out there, and was able to fly over it and capture all this stuff. But yeah, it's I think that's a little too big, as people have pointed out, to be an air mattress. It's probably just a cover to the trailer. But here in just a second, we're going to see the top of the roof that's open. This is interesting. This looks like a I don't know. It's weird. Here's a nice close-up of what this thing is. It looks like a can right there. Not sure what that is. But this looks like the kind of polyurethane or something. Looks like some metal debris, trash can, or aluminum. And now we're going to get to the roof. Now the fun part. Skip over. Okay. Alright, here's the first one. So obviously you can see the stove. You can see some kind of wood laying up against that. And it looks like they captured a little more debris. There's just so much debris around there. Here's another view of this object. I thought it was a brat first, looking at it the other way, but I think this is just some kind of metal piece or something. Could even be wood. Another better look at this tarp here, but there's more of the trailer here. A little piece of box or something. Another piece of plywood. Some more debris that could have been from this other building or possibly a third building like an outhouse. Alright, let me... Okay, alright, here we go. I was going to say, I'm like, did we skip past these? So here's one look, and then this is where you can actually see it. So this is what I was excited for. So you can actually see, and I'm not sure, but this looks like rope right here. I'm not 100%. I know if you're on the phone, I apologize, but this looks like a piece of rope, and then it's kind of tough to tell, but clearly the walls are just peeling apart. You can see wallpaper or something is just kind of coming off there. Under this light, looks like more debris, a lot of debris that's just laying on this ground. There's another better view of it. Pretty interesting. So while I finish showing this, I'll play the update one more time for those that may have missed it. So let's do this while I'm showing you the...
All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nate Eaton here.
Okay, so it's this Nate Eaton with East Idaho News, and I will put the link in the description after the show. And he does talk about an article he's going to put out at the very end, which is the article we read at the beginning of the show.
EastIdahoNews.com newsroom. Some developments this afternoon in the case of Dylan Rounds. Somewhat. These are significant developments. We will see how significant they are in the coming days. But right here I have a 5-page arrest warrant for the man who lives near Dylan Rounds. And I'm
that
gonna
is
give
such
it
a good
because
photo.
I know people are going to be tuning in here. So let me give you some
I'm gonna leave
background.
that up
If you're
for
just
me.
tuning in,
That's
this
so
is Dylan
crazy.
Rounds. 19-year-old, went to Rigby High School here in eastern Idaho. He moved to Utah a few years ago to begin farming on this dry farm. You can see this is his farm here. Very rural area near the Utah-Nevada border. Dylan last spoke with his mother on May 26th, right before Memorial Day. It was a Saturday. He was worried about getting the grain truck under shelter because it was starting to rain, and he didn't want the rain to ruin his grain. And so he told his grandma, I gotta get the grain truck in, I'll talk with you later. No one has heard from him since. That was a Saturday. His family went out a few days later and everything was eerie. His truck was still there, his pickup truck. His camper was still there. Right here is where he was staying. There was his truck. Obviously his tractor was there, and there was no sign of Dylan. Since then, multiple searches have been done. This is in the middle of nowhere. Closest town is about 30 miles away in Nevada, over the border, Montello, Nevada. And since then, several people in the area have been interviewed. Now, the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation. The FBI is also involved. And it is the FBI that filed this arrest warrant just yesterday. And I want to make it clear that they are not connecting this person directly to Dylan's disappearance. But here's what happened. The FBI went out there, actually the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office went out to the farm and began interviewing people, including a man named James Brenner. Brenner is 59 years old and was apparently squatting in a trailer about 5 miles from Dylan's property. He was squatting in a trailer. He did agree to speak with investigators, and what happened was on the 16th of June, so just a few days ago, they went and spoke and served a warrant on Brenner's trailer. So I'm gonna read directly from here on the affidavit. And first, I want to say Brenner is a convicted felon. He has served time in prison. I believe it was 33 months in prison for possessing a firearm as a felon. Obviously, if you're a convicted felon, you cannot have guns. He served 33 months in prison for having firearms. He also has other felonies on his record. So the police spoke with Brenner, Brenner lives about 5 miles from Dylan's property. On the 11th of June, Box Elder County Sheriffs asked that the FBI come and join the case. On the 16th, they searched Brenner's trailer. They found ball ammunition, ignition caps, black powder, speed loads, all related to muzzle loading. Those were photographed in the trailer. They were not seized at the time. There were no muzzle loader firearms located in the trailer at the time. Okay. That happened on June 16th. So the police go over, they search the trailer, they find a bunch of guns and ammunition, they don't take it. 4 days later, all according to the arrest warrant, on June 20th, a friend of Brenner's, who goes by the initials DH in these records, in these documents, DH was interviewed by the FBI and the Sheriff's Office. During that interview, DH told the police that after Dylan disappeared and after...
So, just for those that hadn't heard this verse, so I think that is Don and Jim. So, it's James Brenner, but I think it is the Jim, and then DH is probably Don.
Brenner originally spoke with the police back on June 7th. Brenner brought 3 black powder guns over to DH's house and asked him to, quote, safekeep them. Brenner stated that he needed to do this for, quote, his own safety. And, quote, the last time he had trouble with the law, they took everything from him. And he did not want the things he had left to be taken from him. DH, the friend, agreed to store the muzzle loaders for him. Then DH gave those muzzle loaders over to the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, where they were booked into evidence. So I hope all that made sense. Brenner is friends with DH. DH goes over to Brenner's house, says, I need you to store these guns. When he was asked why, he says, you need to keep them for safekeeping, because last time the cops got involved, they took everything from me, and I don't want the things I have left to be taken. Right? Is DH says that Brenner also brought him a rifle, a .22 caliber rifle. DH said he didn't tell police the day before about this rifle because he had been owed money by the rifle's original owner, and he felt that he should have a claim over the rifle that Brenner asked him to store to cover the debt. He explained to police that the rifle had been in the trailer on the property where Brenner had been living prior to him living there by a person who owed DH money. A little convoluted there, but basically DH was owed money by the person who owned the trailer before Brenner moved in. Brenner moved in, took possession of the rifle. He then asked DH to store the rifle. DH didn't tell the police about the rifle because he felt that he had possession to it because the original owner owed him money. DH turned that rifle over to the FBI. It was loaded with 5 rounds of .22 caliber ammunition. So on the 21st, that very same day, the police went over to Brenner's trailer and they seized all of those original guns that they had been told about days earlier. So James Brenner, an arrest warrant issued for him. Police are very clear in here to not connect him to Dylan's disappearance, but it is interesting to note that one of Dylan's neighbors, that an arrest warrant has been issued, that he is a felon, that he had all of these weapons in his possession. He was asking his friends to store the weapons because he was worried that the police were going to come and take them. That is the new news today. We're going to have a full story just a second on east.idahonews.com. You can read through it. We'll post the court documents. I want to give some credit here to Jeremy Harris at KUTV 2 News in Salt Lake City. He actually was at court today going through, checking things when he found this. And he was kind enough to let us know about it.
So yeah, I know a lot of people are mentioning water bottle because some big person that helped, I guess, Lori Vallow, a psychic, I believe, did a reading, and obviously I don't really talk about that stuff because I know it kind of divides the chat, but I have been hearing something about this water bottle, and hey, if there's a water bottle out there and I do find it, I will definitely let the people that go over this footage know. But I don't think we saw a water bottle. But I'll be honest, it's the desert. You're gonna see water bottles, guaranteed. That would not be like out of the ordinary. That'd probably be one of the bigger things you see out there is some kind of plastic container. But interesting though. So, but yeah. So for those that are just tuning in, sorry, gosh, I just felt flush and stuff for a minute. I couldn't even talk. I apologize. So, but we are doing a giveaway. If you just tuned in, put hashtag MobCrew, no space. It doesn't matter if it's caps or not. Prefer lower caps though. And everybody will be entered in as long as you're subscribed. If you are a member, you're slightly get better odds, but everybody has a chance to win, which is cool. It's the first time doing this because we just hit 30,000 K. So I just want to say thank you guys so much again for that. That's so awesome. Let's see. There's one more thing I was going to touch on. I will put the link to... Okay, so this is his article. So here's the article that they put out for this James Brenner guy. It is interesting that they talk about he's squatting in a trailer about 5 miles from Round's property. And I can tell you, because people get this mixed up, that this property, I said he's got where his camper and truck is, we're in his farm. But the way they word it is they say his property where his boots were found. So they're saying 5 miles from this location here. Now, I do know of one location, and that is down kind of more by the sun tunnels. Yeah, it was down by the sun tunnels. That could be where Don's at. I'm not sure. But it is kind of fascinating that this place that we found where the trailer's at, it's a little past 5 miles, unless his property line went right up to the water hole or something. I don't think so. And then if you missed any of my latest videos, we usually talk to the locals almost daily out there. The FBI has obviously been out there for over 2 weeks now, and the last time I talked to them, they said they had been digging. So they're clearly definitely getting stuff done. They've definitely ramped up their law enforcement out there. They used to just have 3 people out there. Now what the local says, and she could have been embellishing a little bit. She said there's 50 people, 50 deputies they got out there. It could be an exaggeration, but I did talk to the lady who covers that goes over the drone footage. She says that they have ramped up their force out there. So, and as a matter of fact, she had seen something at the trailer that was kind of concerning. And so please, anybody, if you watch my footage, email me if you think you see something. Don't call the, any of the law enforcement, because I have professionals going over the footage right now. And she wanted me to reiterate that, anything that she might find, even small, she lets the law enforcement know. So I just want to reiterate that to you guys, that when it comes to the footage that we got, we do have the professionals looking at it, and anything that might be out of the ordinary is being turned over to the law enforcement. So it's really cool. And she says that they actually did send somebody out, or were going to send somebody out to that trailer. But it sounds like they might have, if that's the trailer that this guy was squatting in, then it sounds like he's already been out there. So that's super cool. Let's see what. All right, so we covered Aiden. Yeah, I'm sorry, I kind of felt bad. So like I said, we want to go out there. I'm not sure. I'm just healing up from my shingles. I think maybe the rest of this week, and then hopefully I'll be near 100%. But we're definitely planning on it. Maybe in a week or so, going out and not only searching for Dylan, but to search for Aiden. So, because we feel really bad. Like I said, you got 2 kids that go missing, and then only 1 kid that is getting the national attention. So that's kind of why I wanted to feature him today. And I'm also going to do an update video, or just do a video of a timeline for Aiden, a little more in depth, because I didn't get enough time, because I've been talking with the lady that goes over the drone footage, because I've been having a bunch of questions for me that I've had to answer. So Jennifer, yes, should we do the giveaway? Yes, Jennifer. So Jennifer is the one who is got the Nightbot going. So I think what she's going to do is she's just going to hit the roll it button. I'm sorry, it's not on my screen. So, but what it'll do is it'll just pop up. It'll say Nightbot, and then it'll say whoever won. So there's a little bit of delay, so it'll take just a minute, but hopefully this works. If not, she's going to call me, and we'll try to fix it. If you guys did send me a PayPal, let me shout you guys out. Okay, so it looks like she put the thing in one more time. Let me know, Jennifer. Call me if. Let me just make sure. Alright, so she's going to run the thing here in just a minute. Hopefully, this is the first time trying it, so we're hoping this works. It should just pop up Nightbot and then somebody's name. I hope. Or I'm going to get a phone call. And I got a PayPal, so let me shut that out while we're doing that. Yeah, good luck, everybody, and thank you guys so much for the support. Oh, so Melissa S. Awesome. Congratulations, Melissa S. Oh, and there you are, too. You just, thank you so much, Rocky. The reason why Dylan's case is more covered on news than Aiden, because FBI most likely got busted. Nest of, ooh, yeah, RSOs, illegal guns, and more just missing person. Yeah, it's definitely a combination. There's more story to Dylan's. You know, you got Boots. You know, there's not as much information when it comes to Aiden Clune. So that definitely adds to it for sure. Congratulations, Melissa. Stay here for 1 second, guys. Let me just shout out some PayPals real quick. And then I got a new... If you guys want your pets shown at the end of my videos, and you haven't sent them in, please send those to my email. Just a picture of your pet and your YouTube name, and I'll feature them in an upcoming video in the outro. So thank you, Raina, and thank you, Apple Pip, and thank you, Stephanie. You guys are so amazing. Sorry I'm not feeling the best. It might be the medication, just kind of got me a little nauseated there for a minute. I started getting a little dizzy. It was weird. It sucks. So anyway, congratulations, Melissa. And we'll do another giveaway soon. I wish I could do giveaways more often. And we will be doing a donation for Humane Society in July. I think we'll do it like in the middle of the month or something. And so, with that said, I'm going to play the outro. It's got about 40... No, I think it's got 50 50 pets at random. And then I'll keep adding more pets to it. So if you don't see your pet in this one and you sent me your pet, just wait. It takes me a while to get them all put in together. So thank you guys so much. Sorry, I was going to answer some questions and stuff, but like I said, it just not feeling the best all of a sudden. So thank you guys so much. But yes, I am feeling better, just other than just getting a little nauseous. So it's just probably the medication. So thank you for all the new members and PayPal. And of course, thank you, mods. You guys are amazing. And thank you, Lady M, for doing that for the mods. You guys are awesome. So I love you guys. And here's the outro. We'll see you guys soon.